Hello, this is QueenDweeb, and I'm here doing a quick review. Well, I'm not going to promise it's going to be quick, but doing a review of Pixar's Onward. So, I know that the movie actually releases Friday, March 6th, but I was able to see an advanced screening. I heard it on the radio. I was kind of surprised they were doing one, but I luckily got a ticket and was able to go. They have this cute little pin that they gave us. I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, that's probably good enough. We got this pin at the theater when I got my ticket checked. But anyway, I thought it would be good to do a review for the people who are going to see it after it officially releases and wanted a general idea of what the movie was like. Now, I'm going to make this no spoiler, simple review just to give my thoughts. So, I think the first thing I should talk about is the story. So, it's no secret if you look at the trailers, the story is about two brothers who are elves, and they have their father left them a spell that could bring them back for one day, but it fails and only half of him comes back. So this movie story is just them trying to figure out how to get the rest of their dad back before their time runs out, which is 24 hours basically. And what ensues is basically like a story of, I'm trying to be very careful with spoilers, two brothers discovering magic, going on little wacky adventures, a wacky quest, as the older brother calls it, to try to achieve their goal, which is going to see their dad. Now, this story, I would give the story, I'm never going to rate it on like 1 to whatever scale. I would say it's a pretty solid story. I really enjoyed watching it. It was a kind of unique idea. I maybe not the magical creatures part per se, like magic has faded from the world. That doesn't seem to be the unique part. But the part where they have half of their dad and they have to bring the other half back, I feel like that was really unique. It's funny because I was telling a friend about this movie who didn't hear about it, and I was telling the premise, and she was like, "Oh wow, that sounds really dark." And I thought about it. I was like, "Yeah, it could have been a very dark movie, depending on what position they wanted to take with it, like what focus they wanted to take with the story." But as you can expect from a Pixar movie, they made sure they put in a lot of humor so that it wouldn't get too heavy. And you could tell it was intended for families, so they're expecting a younger audience to watch it, so they're not going to put in anything horrific. Well, I shouldn't say that exactly because we already know sometimes these animation studios can surprise of what they put in. And Pixar is known for having the heavy hitters. I would say this movie, it did tug at my heartstrings a little, but I wouldn't expect the same level. Like, of course, it's not going to top that scene from Up that everyone is like, oh, so emotional. It's not Toy Story 3 level emotional. It's about what I would expect, nothing too crazy. Okay, next, I will talk quickly about the characters. I will mainly talk about the main characters. So I have Wikipedia up because I feel so bad, but I cannot remember their names exactly. So we have Tom Holland as Ian, who is the smaller younger brother right here. I can probably put up a picture too. That will be better to see. His character, how I felt about him, I think he works well enough as basically one of the lead characters. He's one of those old, quieter, shyer, want to make friends, kind of awkward, and little puberty type things. A little stereotypical to be honest, but it works with the story. I can't really complain too much. Although I have to say, for the voice acting, I couldn't help but think of Spider-Man every time I heard him talk. Thinking, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. But anyway, besides that, the next prominent character is Barley, played by Chris Pratt, who is the older brother in this story. So, not a secret again because of the trailers. You can see he's the more confident, energetic of the pair. I would say almost like leaning toward could be a bit annoying, but luckily they gave him enough character outside of him just being loud and a bit goofy that he didn't annoy me too much. Or he didn't really annoy me at all, really. I liked his character. I like how he played well with his brother Ian. And let's see what other characters we have. Then I'll touch briefly on a few other characters. I'm not going to go too much detail because of spoilers once again. But the mother of the two boys, I really liked her character. She was amazing in this movie. We have police officers. They add a nice dynamic to the story. That's all I'm going to say. And besides that, we see some characters on the journey. Everyone who's wacky, zany, and brings life to the story. No complaints about them. Voice acting was pretty solid, which is to be expected because this is Pixar, hence Disney, so they better have some good voice acting. I wouldn't understand why they wouldn't. Then going on to the visuals, once again, stunning. You can see it from the trailers, but that's to be expected. This is Pixar. If they're going to mess up anything, it's not going to be the visuals. Even Good Dinosaur, a lot of people didn't like that movie, but the visuals were still on point. That is the same case here, so nothing surprising, but very positive. So I will end this review by looking at Onward and seeing how it compares to other Pixar films. So one of the first things people were saying when they saw the trailers of this movie coming out is that it doesn't seem like a Pixar movie. And I was kind of in that group who was thinking about the same thing. There was just something lacking from it that I usually get from other Pixar movies, even though it kind of reminds me when I was watching it of the sequels that they're putting out recently. Like, definitely not bad films, but nothing like the originals. And I think some of this had to do with, I'm thinking of like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. The ideas were so novel. It was so imaginative. And with this story, we have elves, we have mermaids, it's the typical things you would see in a fantasy movie. The typical type of characters, like the nerdy teenager, the loud supporting character. It didn't feel as imaginative and unique as other Pixar films. But with that being said, it was a pretty solid film, so I can still give it that, which makes it kind of hard to criticize. But looking at it compared to other Pixar films, I would put it somewhere. That's kind of hard to say. It's not on the level of really good movies. It's not on the level of Toy Story. It's not on the level of Up. I definitely would not say that. But I wouldn't put it all the way down with like Cars 2 or Brave or Good Dinosaur. So that's how I felt about it. Like, maybe one day I'll actually sit here and rank Pixar movies. So it was a pretty decent movie, I would say. Like a 7 out of 10 for me. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. But 7 out of 10 with my Pixar expectations in mind. I'll give it like 8.5 out of 10 just in general. If I'm just looking at it on its own. Not associating it with Pixar. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And definitely let me know if you want to see me do any other movie reviews in the future. Definitely, if there's an advanced screening, I will try to record a video. Only other advanced screening I've seen so far was How to Train Your Dragon 3. I think there's 3 films, but obviously it's like way too late to do an early review on that. But anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with once you see the film, or if you already have. Let me know. Please avoid spoilers until the film has been out for a while. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you later.